Hello, everybody. This is Di Antinatalist by the fire here. And, today was just such a mess outside. It just got so cold and very windy, and the traffic was just awful. Not only we have the Christmas traffic, you have traffic, you know, coming home from work, because I was out at a time that I usually am not out during the day. And I really try to avoid worker traffic and especially the 2:30 to 4 o'clock times periods, because that's when, school buses and, then the nurses get off, then the teachers get off. And yeah, it's just, a total mess to have to deal with all the traffic. But I have my dog over there. That's why she's making the noise. But the topic of today's discussion is antinatalists are few and far between. And outspoken antinatalists are even more rare. We need more people to speak out and support us. And I was going over my Facebook friend list last night, and I realized that there were so many people that I didn't even recall, why they were there, why I put them on my friend list, because they're totally useless. We don't have anything in common. They live, in another country. Can't even pronounce their name, you know what I'm saying? So I deleted, hundreds of those types. But the one thing that really stood out in my friends list was that many people had deleted their accounts. And the other thing that I found quite bothersome was that some of the old, the original antinatalist supporters from the beginning of Facebook, I would say, 8 or 9 years ago it was, they are just silent and they're not active, and I don't see them commenting. They're inactive on groups like my group, and so that was really discouraging. Now, I do feel like antinatalism is picking up steam, and I do feel like the child-free movement is picking up steam. But there's just too many complacent people on these forums. And if you're watching this video and you are complacent, I am asking you to delete your name. If you're not active, you don't need to take up space on Facebook, whether that's a friend account or a group account. So, it just took forever to delete these people, and very few people in a group actually participate on a regular basis. You're lucky to get 20%. 20% is high. 10%, 8% is about the average. And that's a discouraging amount of people who are dead weight. But the few people who are antinatalist and who have channels are outspoken, and I'm one of them. There's several in America. And Mendham is the most well-known person. And Forever Wolf Films and the Friendly Antinatalist are probably the next largest channels per views and per subscriber. And I've been around a long time. And of course, my first channel was Child Free Diane, and I had about 1,100 or so subscribers when it was removed and taken down for really no reason. But anyway, so the new channel's doing well, and I mean, I get a lot of comments and input, but I need a lot more. And all of us who are sticking our necks out, we need much more support. We need replies, we need comments. And if you were on an antinatalist group, and you belong to a group, a child-free group, antinatalist, it's your duty to respond and to be a part of that group, and not just take up space and to voyeurize. And I realize there's people out there who are trolls, voyeurs, and they're there to exploit, and they don't have a positive or altruistic reason for being on these groups. You can call them spies, if you will, but they lurk in the shadows, and they're essentially cowards. Technically, they're called trolls, but cowards, stalkers, and they have no point. They're just the weakest people on our groups. They actually have nothing good to say if they do say anything, and usually they're just complacent and inactive. So thank you, everybody, for sticking your neck out when you do have a channel or group, or even if you're really, really active on Facebook groups, and if you post things or share things, or if you're a regular commenter. That's what we need. We don't need complacent people. There are far too many complacent people in the world, and that's why things are stagnant. And the few people that are outgoing and take initiative and dedicate themselves and create channels and create videos, they're called they're called content creators, technically. People like me, people like, Inmendum or Dana or Matt or Glenos are called content creators. Technically, that's, the official word. But anyway, we create videos and blogs and audio pods, or whatever you might call it. But anyway, it was just a really, really disappointing to look on my Facebook page and see names that I didn't even know were still friends and acquaintances of sorts, but who do not participate. And so I deleted most of those people, and I'm very regretful that they were actually the foundation of some of the original groups on Facebook and my group, and they just seem to fade away. So a lot of people have taken their places, don't get me wrong. Antinatalism is definitely growing. It's on the up and up. But it's disappointing that some really familiar names and faces have gone by the wayside. And I know that some people just didn't have a huge stock in the philosophy. And that's hurtful for me, because I live and breathe antinatalism, and I wake up in the morning thinking about antinatalism, and I go to bed thinking about antinatalism, and I think about ways to create stories, videos, presentations, articles, and such. And the masses don't even participate. They're just watching, they're just voyeurizing and taking up space. So there was even one of my friends, and she was such a strong antinatalist, and she actually took up some new age type of concentration or philosophy. So that's really, really discouraging when people leave a philosophy, or they don't embrace it as strongly as you do, because antinatalism is the truth. and it's time to go to class. So thank you for watching, and if anybody has any potential video content that you want me to elaborate on, just jot it down below, and I'll create something. So I like input, and I know, Valhalla, you have given me ideas before, and I really appreciate those, and you're a very strong supporter and fan. Let's see, I am KS1, you're very supportive too. So but I want to add variety to my channel. So if anybody has some different content that you want me to talk about and create, let me know. Okay? Thanks for watching.